enjoyed over the last few years of our work trying to develop the local dairy sector in Nigeria. Indeed, it's been a journey, and I'm very elated today. And I think for the next few days, as we celebrate the World Milk Day, I see the celebration of the World Milk Day, and I was discussing with my team last week that I see this celebration as a celebration of some of the wins that we've recorded over the last few years, and some of the wins that are yet to come, as we continue to remain very steadfast in pursuing the agenda that we all have in front of us in trying to really ensure that we increase productivity in Nigeria of fresh milk, ensuring that we are linking many more private sector companies to smallholder farmers who are building very responsive fresh milk supply chains in Nigeria, and we're ensuring that we are creating a network of really very strong service providers across the local dairy sector that can provide services to our smallholder farmers at the community level.
Representatives of dairy companies, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm greatly delighted to join the Honorable Minister of State for Agric and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, and other distinguished stakeholders in this press briefing to herald the World Milk Day celebrations of 2024. I and the entire members of the Commercial Dairy Ranchers Association of Nigeria are particularly elated by the global and national attention that milk, a highly essential and nutritious animal source food, is getting. As producers, processors, and marketers of milk and dairy products, we are well versed with the gains that adequate consumption of this product conveys on the human being and its implication on the health and well-being of a nation's population.
Ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen of the press, today, June 1st, is World Milk Day, and we are here to celebrate, to mark, and to acknowledge that day. Therefore, it is with great sense of renewed hope and patriotic sense of duty that I give this press briefing today, 1st June 2024, which is the official day set aside globally to celebrate World Milk Day. This is indeed a great opportunity to celebrate milk with our partners, stakeholders, and indeed Nigerians. The theme of this year's global celebration is, quote, "Let's celebrate nutritious and sustainable dairy," end of quote. In the spirit of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, the theme for Nigeria's celebration of the World Milk Day is, quote, "Harnessing the nutrition and investment opportunities in the dairy value chain," end of quote.
Creating employment opportunities for our young Nigerians and increasing the economic growth of our country. This briefing will focus on the transformation of the Nigerian dairy value chain towards attaining food and nutrition security and delivering on the renewed hope agenda of food security, economic growth and job creation, poverty alleviation, inclusivity, and contributing to security of local producers. Now, in listening President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I need to make clear that we have a president who listens. And we have noted that in discharging this duty, we are not unmindful. Indeed, we are very mindful of the various pointers to the key issues needing to be addressed if we are to succeed. Examples of the posers, issues, and recommendations we gathered from the stakeholders are as follows. 1. The National President of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria called on the federal government to pay more attention to the dairy industry through budgetary allocation. According to him, the livestock sector has not received the needed attention from the government. The only support that they get is vaccination of cows. We have taken note and we are listening. The aspect of livestock production, marketing, transportation, processing, among others, is left in the hands of the pastoralists. The entire value chain of cattle is not harnessed by the government. We are committed to harnessing it. Nigeria has the largest population of livestock compared with neighboring countries, yet we produce less milk due to neglect of the sector. Renewed hope is here. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is here. Livestock will contribute significantly to Nigeria's GDP with growth support. That exactly is why we are gathered here as stakeholders to continue to engage and to find a pathway for that growth. 2, low investment in the sector which had affected milk collection, aggregation, storage, and transportation. 3, lack of organized milk collection schemes, high cost of milk collection and cold chain facilities, poor transportation infrastructure, unstable or non-existent electricity supply, pervasive insecurity, and low access to finance are some of the challenges that affect smooth operations in the mainstream aspect of the dairy sector. Focus should be on primary production on 2 layers. 1, cooperatives who are properly trained in improved methods and global best practices. 2, commercial companies that are able to invest in the kind of capital required for building a ranch that addresses all the issues in the supply chain. Number 4, Nigeria can only breach its estimated annual 1.5 billion dairy import when the federal government provided the needed infrastructure to drive investment and help reduce cost of production. That is also another concern. According to this person, we are not globally competitive in dairy production. It costs about 300 naira to produce a liter of milk in Nigeria as against imported powder milk, which is about 150 naira per liter. Now, all of these concerns are coming from stakeholders, which definitely points to why we are also having that strategic intent to revamp and refocus the dairy sector. Another one said by a report that the milk segment remains the largest in the industry, that is the food and beverages industry, accounting for an estimated 61% of the industry's turnover. However, the problem in the sector is not just production, but the harnessing of the milk and getting it the right quality to processing centers, which some of them have also been mentioned earlier. We also want to create ease of business for dairy industry. Fortunately, we have an ease of doing agriculture and food security program in this ministry, and we're going to leverage on that to understand those pain points of farmers, those issues that are hampering all value chain actors, and then we factor out what we're going to do to support and remove those pain points. Because you cannot buy passion, yet passion is the unaccounted input that you need to have as an entrepreneur to grow and to make your dream possible. So when you see people who are passionate, then what they need is for you to, as it is said in our local balance, a child that raises his hand is the one you pick. And I think there are a lot of value chain actors here that have raised their hands, and I want to assure you, the renewed hope agenda is surely going to be. We are also going to foster public-private partnership, because beyond supporting you, there are some kinds of engagement that will require a partnership between the public and the private, which will give confidence, which will give trust and assurance to other investors who would like to do business into our country. Now, we need to embrace technology and innovation. As we say, the young Nigerians have the capacity of creating so many innovative solutions to our problems, and we need to give them opportunity. And I think the dairy industry is not going to be an exception. We need to also empower women-friendly and youth-centric business models and dairy cooperatives. And I'm happy to note the submission by the chairman and founder of Habib Yogurt, who told us here that they have trained and, in quotes, graduated 3,000 trainees who are now standing on their own as part of their dealership network nationwide. Little wonder you get Habib Yogurt in many places. That is what we're talking about. the capacity to have employment along this line is heavy. And I think we need to, outscale and upscale all of these opportunities. In this case, let me assure you that the Federal Department of Cooperatives is in the process of being reformed, and we partner along with the Department of Animal Husbandry Services and other departments to ensure that we support the formation of these farm cooperatives, which is a major pillar of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's campaign promise. And we shall ensure in this ministry that we deliver on that. They were also supposed to promote good animal health practices for dairy animals. And I believe this is critical because there are so many disease conditions, zoonotic disease conditions that can be passed through milk, which we must give confidence to Nigerians who are consuming milk products that the milk they are consuming is wholesome and is disease-free and is good for their body. Lastly, monitor and evaluate progress. Together as industry and government, we will need to ensure that we are using data to inform policy and strategic decisions. Here, we shall partner with stakeholders such as Kodaram and the other critical stakeholders for us to have a process through which data is collected with a lot of trust. And here, we cannot want to progress and then we will not do what those who have progressed are doing. If you are an industry operator, we should have a system where your production figures and certain information will flow into the ministry by your own actions, simply because you'll be operating across so many areas where it may be difficult for the ministry to be able to reach. But you as players, if you are able to, put in this information through a system that we are going to jointly create, I think it will help us to understand what is happening, and collectively we can see where the problems are and we'll be able to solve those problems. I also want to extend our appreciation to the Permanent Secretary, management and staff, the directors and all the staff of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, our development partners, organized private sectors and other stakeholders for their kind cooperation and support in our effort to transform the dairy value chain of the livestock sector. Finally, to our ever vigilant media personnel, we say thank you for your timely, accurate, and factual reportage. On this note, let me say Happy World Milk Day 2024. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for giving the word of commitment towards ensuring that the dairy sector of the